fucking right jet flying out of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Rick flaring, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing. Not at all scary. One eye open like Betty Wops and find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Rick flaring on them, Rick flaring on them, Rick flaring on them, Rick flaring, sun up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, I'm back. Season 2, we here. Next level, bigger and better. Let's go.
See me letting go. I'ma lose control. I'm not afraid to fall. Watch me drink it in and feel it all.
8 p.m. Monday night, so you know it's time to tune in to the Afterglow show. Shout out to Kofi and the fam, you rattlers, the football historian, the audience is pouring in at this time like Jackson State playing Grambling. Both hosts like quarterbacks but ain't scrambling. The Alcorn state of mind that I'm in got me blending in with standing out like tiger skin. Shout out to TSU and all the recruits turning down big schools for HBCUs. They changed up the scheme, so we changing the scenes. Money for our likeness is nice, but this means we gotta give it all that we got in this game. Black college grad myself, I went to pain. Pick, run, hit, or throw, that's your option. Discussing the coaches' wins and the losses on the Afterglow.
See me letting go.
Scotty, you went crazy.
I'ma lose control.
Every Monday night at 8, super crazy. Featuring Kofi and your boy Scotty. You know what time it is?
Go,
Let's,
go,
you heard me. Let's,
go,
season 2.
go.
Enjoy.
Woo!
Listen, man. Appreciate you all for tuning in, man. I'm telling you, we probably like maybe 10 minutes of not doing this show because the Roland Martin, man, listen, that Roland Martin Bethune show, that was quality TV. That was high quality TV right there. I can't even express it no else. But listen, you already know what it is, the Afterglow show. Make sure you like the stream. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. And you know it can't be nothing without my brother. Go anyway.
What up, boy? What up, boy? What up, boy?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good, my brother. How are you?
That's good, man. Chilling, man. Chilling, living the best. I've had better weeks, but
listen, man.
I'm okay, man.
I had to say, bro, like, you know, I do my little what up, boy, and stuff. So my wife was like, what up, boy? What up, boy? Getting to Tallahassee and jokers to greet me like that. So I guess it's a little thing I need to brand that real quick.
Yeah, man, you need to get a shirt, man. You need to get a shirt. I mean, I could probably get somebody to make. I'd probably get one of my designers to make you a graphic or whatever, make it pretty dope. But yeah, you definitely need to make that a shirt. You definitely need to make that a shirt and stuff like that. Probably, make a little couple coins off that.
Yes, sir.
Make a couple coins. But
yes, sir.
Man, listen, we're gonna get right into it. We ain't gonna hold y'all up. It's gonna be a long show today. We got some topics that we definitely gonna touch into and get more in depth about. Now, Bethune is gonna be last. So if you're watching this on the replay, you might as well. I don't know if I'm doing timestamps, but if I do timestamps, you might as well skip because Bethune's gonna be the last topic today. All right, so we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna talk NFL.
You okay?
Man, I'm okay, man. Let me just get through this. All right, okay. Let me get through it. All right,
just want to make sure you're okay.
Oh, your team wasn't even in there, so be quiet. Oh yeah,
looks like both of us at the same place right now, but it's okay.
We have one more week though. All right, we were traveling one more week than you. Anyway. Bengals and Bills. Listen, man, that's a bad white boy. Like I tried to tell that Joe Burrow boy. Different.
They finna go up in there in Kansas City and Mahomes on one leg.
Yeah, that's a bad white boy. Him and Jamar Chase. Like I never, I don't want to say, but drafting his teammate was probably the best thing they did.
Oh, they really could have drafted. If they had gotten Waddle, it would have been the same thing.
I don't think so.
Just about. It would have been about the same thing.
I don't think so. I really don't. Because Jamar is like he's a contested catcher. Like that pass.
He's more physical. He's more physical than Waddle.
Yeah, he's more physical than Waddle. But that catch he caught in the back of the end zone high, I thought it was a touchdown. I ain't gonna hold you. But that was tough. I mean, back shoulder here in the snow. All hand, man, that boy different. But if you remember when he first got in the league as a rookie, remember he was dropping all those balls? Like people was like, oh, they should have drafted him. He was like different. That boy different. Go ahead.
Nah, bro. Like the Bengals are that team in the AFC right now. They're the defending champs, and until somebody beats them, it just is what it is. This is a battle-tested group. They are tough, they are physical, and they play dirty. So, they'll do whatever they got to do. And Joe Burrow has the perfect temperament. He never gets up there and makes excuses, but he does make throws. And that's that.
That boy bad, man. That boy bad. Now, I'll say this about Josh Allen. I think he needs a number two. He either needs a number two receiver or he needs a good tight end. He needs like a Mark Andrews, a Kittle, because
a Gesicki.
He needs somebody that he can really depend on because Stephon Diggs is great, but who else? Who else you gonna throw to?
Well, it's like this, bro. And this will be pretty much like the thing. Josh Allen is a really good QB. He has the ability to beat you by himself. But I don't want to rely on him to beat other teams. If I've got to do that, it eventually he's going to have a bad day or bad weeks. And come playoff time, what you need is reliability, consistency, all the time. You can't have this roller coaster ride of up and down and all that other stuff. if the Bills had a running game and a nice physical tight end to catch the ball, I believe that would assist them greatly. But their running game is still, they couldn't run the ball consistently against Cincinnati.
I don't even know who their running back is, if I'm being honest. So they definitely need to make a change in that aspect. And I think they have some core pieces. You know what I'm saying? They got some core pieces, but you're definitely going to have to start doing something different when it comes to how you're utilizing Josh Allen. All right, next up, Giants versus the Eagles. Listen, I never thought the Giants were that team. That's just me personally. I think the Vikings were a pretender. I think the Giants were, they were on the cusp of being pretender and contenders, not for the Super Bowl, but just playoff. But the Eagles are legit. I mean, I don't know what else you want to say. The Eagles.
That's the best team in the NFC, complete team in the NFC.
Complete. They legit, bro. They just legit. You can't even front. Can't even front. They legit. You know what I'm saying? And Jalen Hurts came back like it was nothing. I mean, was dotting them Bamas up. Devontae Smith making plays. AJ Brown. I mean, it's really however you want it. They can give it to you. Dallas Goedert with the one-handed catch for the touchdown. I mean, it's just crazy, man. They're
too good. They've got weapons all around. Their offensive line is pretty good, really good. You know, their defense has playmakers. They're a complete team.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back to the Eagles once we get on my Cowboys, but we'll come back to that point. Chiefs versus Jags. Listen, if I'm a Jags fan, I'm very optimistic. I am very, very optimistic. Now, could the Chiefs have put up more points? Probably if Patrick Mahomes was playing, but that's not the case. And you had the game. Fumbles, it was one debacle after another at the wrong time. So if I'm a Jaguars fan, I'm definitely optimistic about going forward with this team. You know, you got Travis Etienne. He is a monster. You got Trevor Lawrence, monster. I think you probably need to add a big-time receiver, in my personal opinion.
They got Ridley coming in next year.
Okay.
And they're probably going to draft one. But as they get stronger in the trenches, they already have the QB, bro. It's you know, and that's really what you need come playoff time. This is a tough squad. Peterson is an amazing coach. They were in it to the very end, and they still had multiple chances to win the game. So, but I'm proud of yes.
Yeah.
I'm proud of how they played.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm a Jaguars fan, listen, you got a future. You got a future. And that's half the battle in the league, is just to say we got a future. We got something to look forward to. And you definitely can add pieces to that. I don't think Ridley's a number one. He's definitely a number two. So if you can find a number one guy or maybe two good number twos, you know what I'm saying? With that running game, I definitely think you can do some damage. All right. And last but not least, oh my gosh.
I picked the Cowboys.
Listen, hold on. Let me. I feel like I got to go on my soliloquy. If anybody in this chat did not see that the Cowboys were the better team that day, you're smoking crack. You're smoking. Listen, bro. If we were the better team until our quarterback stepped on the field. Like, bro, like, I don't understand. Like, listen, think about this. The 6 points they got in the beginning of the first half came off Dak's 2 turnovers, right? You give them 6 points right there. They made one long touchdown drive that was in the beginning of the fourth quarter, like the end of the third quarter. The Cowboys were driving. Think about this. Driving down, Dak throws the most unconscionablest pick at the end of the second quarter, which then allows them to go down and kick a field goal. And then we get the ball at half, and he don't do shit with it. And then don't even get me started about the Turpin. The Bama, if you hit the outside Turpin, it's a touchdown. What are you trying to spin? Listen, I'm telling you what's the most. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this very clearly. Zeke has to go. Zeke is not that guy anymore. And if anybody says differently, you're not watching football. Tony Pollard is the best back on that team, and it's by far. Okay? Zeke is not that guy. He can't bounce it. He has no explosion. He is literally a rhino for 1 yard. That's it. Right? Defensively, you can't play no better. Defensively, you couldn't play any better. You couldn't get a stop when it mattered, but Jesus Christ, you couldn't play no better. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. That's all. I'm done.
You summed it up, bro. I mean, I sat there and watched the whole game, and my wife is like, she don't watch no football. I was like, baby, she's like, who's playing? I was like, you don't know that. Never mind. She's like, the Buffalo. I was like, it's not the Buffalo Cowboys. But anyway, watching that game was very painful. I'm not a Cowboys fan, but it was just extremely painful. And those 2 turnovers at the beginning of the game, the interceptions, especially the ones in scoring position, the red zone, was just crazy. If you could just, and then the field goal kicker, every time you got to take a deep breath, you got to go on the tongues and a deep intercession just to make sure the kick gets off. It's just like really, really painful. So I'm going to ask you this because you already covered really all the points. Would you have started the number 2 QB for Dallas over Dak?
Nah, you couldn't do that. After the game that Dak had at Tampa, you couldn't do that. It wouldn't even make sense. The fact is just you got out. You are a $40 million quarterback, and you got outplayed by Mr. Irrelevant.
A rookie.
You got outplayed by a rookie. Now the question should be, do you fire Mike McCarthy? You either fire Mike McCarthy and bring in Sean Payton, or you fire Kellen Moore and bring in an offensive coordinator. Anybody with some sense of offensive play calling, you bring in, because listen, and Ryan Clark said it so perfectly. He said it's only so much you can get out of Kellen Moore and Dak. Why? Because they're peers. If anybody remembers, Kellen Moore was starting before Dak. Kellen Moore gets hurt. That's how Dak gets to start. Kellen Moore goes into retirement and becomes the offensive coordinator of the Cowboys.
All right, so check this out. This is what I was thinking. Because one of my pastoral mentors, when he goes on Facebook and starts talking about getting rid of Dak, it's bad. It's bad. And so I was thinking, right? Aaron Rodgers is going to be a free agent in the offseason. Tom Brady may be a free agent. Do you go after Aaron Jones? No. Aaron Rodgers in the offseason and have him and trade Dak away? Or do you keep Dak and make him play behind Aaron?
You can't have Mike McCarthy and Aaron on the same team. That's why Mike left, because he said Aaron lost him his job. That's what he said. So I listen. I like Aaron Rodgers, and I think Aaron Rodgers is a extreme talent. I really do. I've never liked his disposition.
Is he better than Dak?
Absolutely. Hands down. He's better than Dak, hands down. It's not even a question. Right? I would try to trade Dak for maybe a first and a third. Because he's worth that. He's worth the first and the third. You know what I'm saying?
You gonna get that? You're gonna probably get it. Right now, you're gonna probably get maybe a second.
I'll take a second and a fourth. You got to get 2 picks for that. Or
okay.
Yeah, I'll take a second and a fourth. I wouldn't be mad at that. If, like, let's say if it was a Colts, the Colts could trade for Dak for a second and a fourth. You know what I'm saying? They need a QB. Maybe a Denver. You know what I'm saying? Denver might want to trade for, oh no, they got Russell. I'm sorry. No, that's neither. Washington. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? You would never really trade them in your own division, stuff like that. But yeah, a second and a fourth. I'll take a second and a fourth. But this is why I want people to think about this, right? I want people to do, and I'll take Lamar over Dak. I'll say this. The thing that I want people to think about when it comes to Mike McCarthy is what the Eagles have done in the last 4 years. Remember, they had a Super Bowl winning head coach, Doug Peters. 3 years, they didn't like what was going on. They blew it up. They brought in a new, and now they're back in the NFC Championship game. Like, if I'm listen, I look at it like this. If I'm Jerry Jones, one of them have to go. It's either Dak or Mike. I would choose Mike. I would bring in Sean. I would see if Sean can get Dak right, because you no longer need Kellen Moore because you have Sean Payton. And I'll keep everybody else. I'll keep Dan Quinn. I'll keep everybody else. But I would literally get rid of Mike McCarthy, bring in Sean Payton. I'll give away next year's first-round draft pick. I'll give away this year's first-round draft pick because it's in the 26s. You know what I'm saying? So I'll give that away, and I'll bring in Sean Payton, pay him $20 to $25 million, and I'm on it. And
why do you like Sean Payton so freaking much? Both Mike McCarthy and Sean Payton have one Super Bowl title.
I like Sean because of his offensive play calling. Like, Mike McCarthy is not that guy. I want you to think about this. I think Aaron Rodgers made Mike McCarthy, and I think Sean Payton made Drew Brees. That's two different things. Mike McCarthy was made by Aaron Rodgers. Let's not play that game. And Sean Payton made Drew Brees what he is. Those are two different levels of as being an offensive-minded guy. So I'll take Sean Payton, who molded Drew Brees into what he was, into a system that worked for him. And think about this. The Marcus Colstons, the Lance Way, I think it was Lance something, his inside receiver. I mean, all the receivers that have come through there that Drew Brees just kept rolling with. Marquise Colston was a 6th-round pick out of Hofstra who became their number one guy. It's a system that Sean Payton is consistently, and if not for the pass interference call, the no call, he's Lance Moore. Thank you so much. He's back in the Super Bowl. So I'm a Sean Payton fan, and he's been in Dallas. He knows what Dallas is. He was underneath of Bill Parcells when he was there. So I'm good with that. Listen, man, let's be real. What's the guy that was with Drew Brees, the tight end that was catching all those balls, the jump ball?
The one from Seattle?
Nah, not Jeremy Shockey. It was another tight end he had. He used to do a spike and throw it up and dump it in the ground. I can't remember his name. But crazy. Like, man, listen, man. Listen, Drew Brees, and y'all can say whatever you want, right? Because you had Algie Kumpler and all that type of stuff. Jimmy Graham. Thank you, Jimmy Graham. Sean Payton made Jimmy Graham. Let's not play this game. He was the one isolating him out there, putting him on an island, putting him everywhere in the formation. That's the creativity that you see with Sean Payton. If Zeke went out, Dallas should have put Turpin in the backfield. You should have put Kevontae Turpin in the backfield. Jet sweep, something. You put CeeDee Lamb in the backfield before. You saw Deebo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey were on the field at the same time. You could say a lot of stuff about Kyle Shanahan, but creativity and the lack of it is far from it. He had Deebo in the backfield. He had multiple people in the backfield, different styles. I mean, the pull, his pull counter game is crazy. That's the lack of creativity that you see in the Dallas offense. And I was watching a game with BJ Jones. I'm telling him the plays. I said, bro, I've watched this team enough to tell you what is coming. So it just bothers me. I think somebody's got to get fired for this, because I'm so sick and tired of hearing Dak. I got to be better. I got to play better. I got to be better. It's on me.
So did you agree with Stephen A's comments on today?
What do you say?
Yeah, I guess you couldn't watch the show. Of course, he went in on Dak and, challenged his manhood and, just wondered if he's ever going to be that dude. I mean, you got Skip Bayless just about ready to burn Dak's jersey.
He threw it. I don't think Dak deserved $40 million. I've been on that bandwagon since he didn't deserve $40 million because he never made anybody better. Aaron Rodgers makes people better around you. Tom Brady makes people better. Patrick Mahomes makes people better. He doesn't do that, so he doesn't deserve $40 million in my personal book.
So let me ask this. Would you bring in a Tom Brady is probably going to be a free agent?
No, I would not bring in Tom Brady. He's no. That's too old. That's just too old. You're giving up too much of a young future for somebody to. You can at least get about 3 more years out of Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? But I would never bring in Tom Brady. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Can't do it. Couldn't do it. Yeah, but I'll say this, and I'm gonna go, and we'll get off the subject. We'll go to DeAndre and Jack State. This is my thing. Like I said, somebody has to be fired, right? And my thing with Dak is this. This is a stat I heard on Undisputed, on first Get Up with Ryan Clark. In 40, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
In 49 games, Dak has never had back-to-back no turnover games. Listen to what I just said. In 49 games, Dak Prescott has not had a 2 consecutive game of no turnovers. That means strip sacks, fumbles, or interception in 49 games. So that is a pattern. That's not an anomaly. The last time he did it was the last game in 2018 and the beginning of the season of 2019. It's the last time he's gone back-to-back games without a turnover. Dog, he's turnover prone. He's turnover prone. The reason he got the job was because he didn't turn the ball over like Tony. That's the only reason he got the job. So, yeah, I've been out on Dak. I've been out on Dak. He shouldn't have got paid. He is the definition of average, but it is what it is. All right, let's move on amicably because I had to. That really bothered me. All right, let's get into this. Let's get into this topic. Listen, did you see the DeAndre?
I did.
All right, I'm gonna play it for the people in the back who didn't get a chance to see it. I played it earlier today, but we're gonna get into it right now. Let me share this screen real quick. Chrome tab. All right, here we go.
Like the decision your dad made to go to Denver?
I'll always support my family, whatever they do. So
when you hear haters talking about your dad, is like, oh, he didn't make the right decision. He should have stayed in,
I don't know what's been going on my internet today. I ain't gonna hold you. All right. Well, I'll go to the graphic that I have. Is
it's more than football in Jackson. Mm-hmm. Like when my dad makes a decision, he thinks about all aspects of his kids. People don't realize he actually did have kids that go to the school also. Mm-hmm. Like people don't know that it's killings on the campus. Every few months. Yeah, they don't know that. People are breaking in the locker rooms, stealing from the students. So it's
killing on campus, killings and murders, breaking into the locker rooms. Kofi, when you thought about it, when you first heard this, what did you think?
I was like, they finna drag her. I was like, she done woke up the sleeping tiger again. Just, they finna drag her. I mean, they went so far as to pull up the Colorado or the crimes at the University of Colorado over the last couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. And, you don't hear about it because it's Colorado, but it's a lot of crime at Colorado. With all the money and stuff that they say that they had, even Deion, even in his opening statement, when his opening interview or press conference, when he was talking about the low crime in Boulder versus, I was just like, is he throwing shade in Jackson? Sound like he's throwing a little shade there, but for me, she didn't have to make that statement. She just asked for additional trouble. That was just dumb.
For me, Kofi, my issue was the apology, honestly. It was the apology. It was so disingenuous. Like, Jesus Christ, it was bad. It was pure Deion Sanders one-on-one. And I'm going to play it, and so you all can hear this foolishness. All right, here we go.
Yeah, first, I would like to apologize for a comment that
I recently made concerning the JSU murders. I do feel like that I over exaggerated due to the fact that every time I did come to town, I was made aware of shootings, murders, robberies on campus, around campus, and in the city. But I really do apologize for what I said. It's just that things did happen while my family was there that the public was not made aware of. But I definitely shouldn't have.
What HBCU, Kofi, is hiding murders? What HBCU has the clout, has the media on lock? Oh man, oh, there's things that happen that you're not made aware of. Who? What HBCU got that kind of clout?
She just should have had a script with one of them little poster boards, say this, a teleprompter, you know, in front of her to tell her what to say, because that wasn't a good apology. And then you rubbing on your breast and everything. I was like, is this titty gate? Like, what are you doing? You know, just Olivia Pope, can you please come fix this? Because she needs some help.
I love a Paris says Clarion Ledger hates JSU. You don't think they wouldn't have reported it? Quickly would they have reported it? So,
anything, Deion.
Come on, man. And then this is what she said. She said it may not have. Let me do it in her verse. It may not have been every few months, but it did like happen. Let's not get it twisted. I mean, it's a lot y'all don't know about, but I do apologize for exaggerating. I had no ill intent with my comments. I didn't lie. I just got the count wrong. Like, chick, you lied. Chick, you lied. You lied.
Where's the Why You Lying song?
What kind of oh man, dog, just that's oh man. You're absolutely lying. And it's sad, man. It's no need to I had people call in earlier today and were just like, yo, just like we've moved on. Y'all need to move on.
Yeah, just she didn't need to get on talk about something else.
Anything else. Anything else. Lord Jesus, anything.
Talk about something else, please.
All righty. Hey, last but not least, we're going to.
You are the only participant in the conference. All participants are muted.
All right, let me go ahead and download this slide real quick. We're going to get right into it. We're going to get into some Bethune Cookman and the foolishness that has fell upon the illustrious Bethune Cookman. Okay. If you have not seen the Roland Martin Unfiltered show today live, when I tell you that thing was hotter than fish grease.
Look. Got some good tea.
Boy, that thing was hot. Boy, I'm trying to tell you, that was good television.
Got some good tea.
That was some good television today. Boy,
Yes,
I mean, that's what happens when you got some black-owned media doing black stuff, boy. That thing. All right, so let me see, pull this up right now. This is what it really is. All right, this is what it's all about, right? Oh, what happened? What happened to my thing? Did I get my slides? What happened to my slides? Hold on. Oh my goodness, man! Why is my computer acting up?
All right, breathe deep. It's all good.
I don't like that. I don't like when my stuff, because I gotta restart my computer, but I'm not gonna do it right now because clearly I'm on the show, so I can't really do that. But you have Ed was gone. All right, but this is what it really is. It's the Board of Trustees, all right, and Drake Lawrence, the interim president, versus the alumni and students, right? Now, I'm going to play you all some clips from today's show from Roland, and I want you to see the discrepancies of what is going on in these streets, all right? So here we go. I'm going to play first what Drake Lawrence said in regards to what is going on at Bethune Cookman. Here we go.
The past 3 years, they told me they were sharing you. I got kids that played at BC Athletics for the past 3 years, and they told me they were sharing helmets. Come on, man, stop playing with me. Ed Reed was the best thing for that school. They have the same mentality as the city I'm from, BG. I've also, others have said to me that there are no showers for the players. They're washing their own uniforms and clothes. Is that true?
No. And the fact of the matter is that, again, I would say you've been to BCU. Come down and visit. I'll show you.
Well, actually, here's the deal. I would love to do this here.
Yeah,
I would actually love to bring the show down and actually do a town hall on the campus with you, the board, and the students. And in fact, I got to pick up an award from the Trayvon Martin Foundation on February 5th. And so I would love to do this February 2nd or 3rd.
Yeah, we're not going to have the board, and I'll tell you why. When I said earlier, I made the decision. Obviously, the buck stops at my desk. The board is not charged with the responsibility of making decisions on personnel. That's
personnel, but the board does, or the board should be playing a role when it comes to fundraising. The board should be playing a role.
They should, but again.
Okay, so I want to break this down in totality, right? In a small thing. He said flat out. He said that's a flat out lie. Right? That's what he said. He said kids saying they don't got no locker rooms, they ain't got no this, they ain't got no that. He said it's a flat out lie. I'll take you to Exhibit A. Somebody lying. You know how your mama say? Somebody lying. Okay? Somebody lying. So I'm going to take you to Exhibit A, and we'll bring this up. And this is Ed Reed on the show speaking on the same issue.
You need to rewind it, I guess. I can't hear it.
You can't hear it?
I can't hear it.
All right, let me turn up the volume. You hear now?
No. It's on pause.
I know that. I just pushed play.
Okay.
That's what I said. That's what I'm saying. I just pushed play. Let me see. Share screen. Chrome tab. Oh, I went to the wrong thing. All right, here we go.
All right.
And said, hey, what are you going to do? But you were talking to folks. You were actually communicating with a number of high net worth people. I saw one report, and just let me know if it's true, that Shaquille O'Neal and other athletes, you were lining up other athletes to financially support Bethune Cookman. Share with folks the kind of things that you were already putting in place to financially help the institution build.
The one lie that Mr. Dr. Drake came on here and said that I did here is you asked him about locker rooms. These kids do not have locker rooms. They don't have showers. They wash their own clothes. You understand me? The donors I had is irrelevant at this point.
Now that's from another source. All right, we're gonna keep this thing on rolling. It's another video, right? Now these are the players that Roland Martin brought on the show.
He's done more in 3 weeks than they have in like the past 5 years. Things that, Coach Drake mentioned, saying that we didn't share helmets, we don't shower, or we actually have showers. We don't have showers. We don't have a locker room. We have to watch out where we put our stuff in the stadium locker room so it doesn't get wet and then get moldy, and then we got to practice in moldy stuff. Or when we go and put our stuff away, we put it in the shed, and then the shed gets wet from the rain, and then we got to practice in that moldy stuff. moldy balls, moldy helmets. We share those moldy helmets too, and that gear.
Most of us had to buy our own Lysol and stuff to spray our. We have to clean our stuff ourselves. Once we get our gear from the equipment manager from that shed, it smelled bad. I remember the first time I opened my bag and most of the guys were just like, "What's going on?" We asked if we could, like, we asked for the basics. We asked if we could get, stuff to spray our stuff down, and that probably didn't happen until like the very, very end.
Yeah, we got that maybe week 8 was when we got that.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure on week 5 was when we actually had the mold outbreak in our helmets and gear. And in my gloves alone, I didn't wear gloves at practice because it literally just smelled like the epitome of mold. Like I was just smelling a handful of mold.
So I relay this back to you, Kof. Who lying? Who lying?
President Drake, you can't dispute kids' firsthand experience. If they're telling you this and they're saying, look, we don't have this, even as a common sense leader, because sometimes these guys get up there and they're like, you know what, like, we just really, they don't know the conditions, the real conditions, because they don't walk through to physically see it.
Facts.
Or they're unwilling to say, would I function properly under these same conditions? What am I really asking my kids to do? Anytime a student or an employee says mold, you should stop everything immediately and go fully investigate it, because mold is not something that you play with. If a player has an open wound and the bacteria that is in the shed is unsanitary, and that wound gets infected from the bacteria from the shed or from wherever they're keeping the equipment, that's a whole lawsuit. It's a whole lawsuit, and that's just irresponsible. What he should have said was like, look, we just have not. We've dropped the ball in some areas. I would prefer you just saying that. Be done with it.
Yeah.
Own it. The quicker you own it, people will be more than happy to try to give you something. But if you stay in a place of denial where you're always fighting off stuff unnecessarily and you're going against kids, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a major problem because the public is going to take the side of the children. Every time. Is there mold? Would you say that the facilities are in tip-top condition? It was good to hear the first part with his interviews talking about all the stuff that they were going to do, et cetera, et cetera. All of that's nice. But, I'm just curious. They've got multiple uniforms. And their equipment manager, if that locker room and shed was not sanitary, what are the plans to do something about it? Where are the receipts from the washing machines on campus that take care of the uniforms? Why are the kids saying they got to wash their own uniforms?
Yeah.
They're just making that up out of thin air. We got to wash our own uniforms. Is there a budget for it? I know he talked about the hurricanes back to back. How did that affect your ability to clean the uniforms? What is the schedule? Can you show me the schedule where the kids get their uniforms cleaned? Show me the documentation from the athletic department that shows me when the kids get their uniforms washed. Show me the documentation. Show me the documentation on the distribution of the helmets. Give me the inventory. Take pictures of all the inventory that you all have regarding the helmets, the pads, everything that you have. Show me the paperwork. Because if you don't have any paperwork, it has not happened. And in fact, I would be like, hey, Coach Sims, so we got to have your testimony about how everything has been going down.
Listen. I'm gonna keep it a whole buck with y'all. I think that is the biggest disservice of this whole shenanigan, right? Is that you don't hear anything from Terry Sims. And this is why I'm gonna say that. It's because he's trying to keep a job. And this is what I keep telling y'all every day on my show when I tell y'all, and I'm like, coaches don't speak up because it's their livelihood on the line. And HBCU is such a gang mentality that if Terry Sims speaks up against Bethune, he is literally blackballed in HBCU sports because, or HBCU, in football. Why? Oh, I don't want him to do that to my school. I don't want him to talk about my school. Instead of people looking at Terry Sims as a freaking hero and be like, man, he really stood up for those kids, that blah, blah, blah. No, he has to go in freaking hiding because he doesn't want to speak out against an HBCU. Why? Because then he won't get another job at another HBCU.
Look, it's this simple, and this is why the kids have to continue to apply the pressure. Take the pictures of your facilities, show the documentation, because surely y'all have documentation as to when y'all got multiple sports teams. Show me the washing machines where the players or where their clothes get washed. Show me that. Show me the documentation of that. And I want to see the showers. Show me the showers where the athletes take their showers at the stadium. Or what is the procedure with that? Because the whole band was apparently getting to the stadium in school buses. So I'm trying to understand, not being funny, I'm trying to understand, what the dynamics are surrounding it, And again, Mr. President, is this something that you would function in, that you recommend a Division I program function in? Is this something you would allow your kids to function in? You say that that's okay. If it's not, own it so we can move on. This is real easy to investigate, find out. And now that the press is involved, they're going to do whatever they can to find out whatever they can to make y'all look crazy. Just tell the truth.
And this is from a former board of trustee member. I want to play this. I hope I got the right clip, but I want to play this. This is a former board of trustee member speaking on Bethune Cookman. Now he's being sued by the university. This is the former president of the Alumni Association, Johnny Craig, who is being sued personally by Bethune University, by Bethune Cookman, because of the issue between him and Belvin Perry.
Situation. Anytime you have someone who's willing to speak out, Bethune Cookman will seek to silence you, destroy you, or separate itself from you. Eddie was engaged in a rant, but he raised the same issue, some of the same issues that the Alumni Association raised in a very professional letter to the board. We asked for transparency. We asked for accountability. We simply asked that a national search firm be engaged to bring in a qualified president. They would not meet with us, and the board chair actually said, who are we to tell the board what to do? What happened, Roland, about 3 or 4 months later, we get a cease and desist letter. And after that, 3 or 4 months later, we have a federal lawsuit filed against us saying that we're using the logos of the school in the 97 years that this Alumni Association has existed. We've never, ever had any issues with using the intellectual property of the school. So it comes from the university wanting to silence individuals. All of the administrators, the staff, the faculty, and even the students of Bethune Cookman are required to sign confidentiality agreements. What are they trying to...
Wait. Students are required to sign confidentiality agreements?
That's what I'm told. And today, an alumnus called me and actually said that one of the students asked her, Are the alumni required to sign confidentiality agreements? That is the marching order at Bethune-Cookman right now. Everyone is petrified about speaking out, and all this alumni association ever did was raise salient questions that impacted this university.
Charles, you wrote this piece right here on March 18, 2021. Go to my iPad, please.
You listen, Kofi, could you imagine FAMU shutting down their National Alumni Association in all the chapters? All the chapters. That is crazy. Now, mind you, Kofi, the president, Drake Lawrence, got on Roland Martin and said, donating is down. Alumni giving is down from 12% to 1%.
Well, I guess so. You don't have no darn alumni association. That's crazy. Duh. Ooh.
Listen, man, when at the end of and this is the thing, and I want people to think about, and I hate to kind of mix up a lot of issues, but I want people to think about it in a grand scheme of how this thing works. Bethune-Cookman is a private institution. There is no oversight for their board of trustees like a state institution. So there is no checks and balances given. It is literally ran by the board. Now, the same thing happens in Mississippi, the IHL board and the ULS board in Louisiana, where they are appointing these schools presidents, and then the people you go to complain to are the people that appointed your president. So imagine you being a Bethune-Cookman alum and the president that you have a problem that's an interim was put by the board of trustees, which none of you Bamas like.
Look, this was very telling on the Roland Martin interview, that the dude that was the head of the board of trustees or the chairman of the board tried to be the darn president of Bethune-Cookman. Then when he went after the job and they told him he didn't have the qualifications, he still remained as chairman of the board. You know, and I'm sitting up there, y'all don't think that that's a conflict of interest? Now, again, here's one of the three things is going to happen. You know, so whatever needs to happen within these next 3 to 6 months, it really needs to happen. The accreditation is fine, but they need to understand that, again, if they don't get it together, it is not out of the realm of possibility that this school could still shut down. It is not out of the realm of possibility that the state of Florida will make an offer to take the school. You know, it's I get the hurricanes back to back. You're in Florida, you're a state school, all of this FEMA stuff, you know, it's a mess. And then, you know, I want to see him own the fact that, you know, again, y'all allowed Coach Reed to do work for your institution without having a signed contract. Like, why did you allow him to do any work without a signed contract? Now, also, Mr. Reed, Coach Reed, why did you do work without a signed contract? You know, you wouldn't have done it in the NFL. Why are you doing work without a signed contract? You need to have a signed contract if you're going to do work. There's no accountability with that. You know, and if you're talking about this whole accountability thing, you know, they're talking about cussing and, you know, communication and all this stuff. And their band had a whole show on Netflix where, you know, The leadership is not necessarily using the King James version of the Bible to talk to the kids. You know, I'm just like, y'all got to do better, man. Y'all got to do better.
Got to do better. Got to do better. Now, I'll tell you this. I got a call from wow, he's on your committee. He's on your board of trustees too.
Keep going.
He's on your board of trustees too. Melvin Perry.
Okay.
Wow. Oh, okay. Anyway, so I got a call from a alum from Bethune, and she gave me a conspiracy theory, and you know but she thinks that the ultimate goal of this board is to dissolve Bethune and let it be taken over by Daytona State. That's what she thinks the overall conspiracy is on behalf of that. So I don't know how true that is. I don't know how that works, but she thinks that is their ultimate goal.
There is no way, I'm telling you now, at Howard University, them kids would have been in that administration building and they wouldn't have left. At FAMU, it would have been the exact same thing. They went to social media immediately just this past year. And I've seen them go into Lee Hall and shut it all the way down. Mm-hmm. So when stuff gets that serious, you've got to take serious. You got to meet it with a greater level of intensity. Otherwise, it won't change. It will remain the same. So I encourage the alums of Bethune Cookman, the students of Bethune Cookman, the coaches at Bethune Cookman to simply ask yourself the question, is this right? Is this acceptable? If it's not acceptable, fight until it becomes acceptable.
I see, this is my thing. My problem is still with Coach Terry Sims. The fact that you felt comfortable enough to put kids in moldy helmets, listen, man, I know a lot, and I know people are going to say, Scotty, it was his job. Your job is to protect the kids. Your job is to be there for the kids.
Them Grambling kids boycotted Jackson State's homecoming. They didn't even show up because the conditions were so bad. They got them to change because they were like, look, we can't do it. We're not going to do it. We're not going to do it.
I can't. I think Terry Sims has to get some blame in this. You can blame the administration for not providing Terry Sims everything he needs, but you are putting kids in moldy helmets. You should have I like it's like fiduciary responsibility. You should have you are the head man. It is your program. Why are you putting players in moldy helmets?
He's got to speak out and let people know exactly what the case is, what he did to try to rectify it. Something has to be done. Because I would want to know, again, you got all of these different uniform combinations that you bragging on.
That the kids got to wash themselves.
That the kids got to allegedly have to wash themselves. Show me the documentation where the uniform or the team, uniform manager washes the uniforms. I want to see that. I want to see documentation because there has to be an NCAA standard of how you keep the stuff. Regulation. That's what I'm looking for.
All lines are open. 518-263-8124. 518-263-8124. We are talking about the Bethune Cookman issues and what has transpired today on the Roland Martin Unfiltered show. Please, if you have not checked out the full episode, go to the Roland Martin Unfiltered episode, and it's the Bethune Cookman show that recently aired today. I'm telling you, it is must-see TV. All right, now, Kofi, where does Bethune go from here? Because who's going to want this damn job? Drop the link in the chat for them, baby.
There's still coaches that are available, and all realists. Now, who wants it? I wouldn't want it. I wouldn't want to be there because that's just crazy. What they need to do, in my opinion, is what I said. They need to confront until that board, the board chairman is gone, the Alumni Association gets reinstated, because I want to know why they felt the need to dissolve the Alumni Association. If this has to go to the Supreme Court, I want to know why. Why is it that you would dissolve one of your main direct support organizations for the institution? Why you felt that was a good move?
Yeah.
Were they doing something corrupt? Like what was going on? Because they should challenge raggedy oversight. I also want to know how long we gonna do the whole interim president thing? And is there a national search that is going on right now? And why wouldn't you use a search firm to assure the constituents or supporters of Bethune-Cookman University that the process was not corrupt?
Yeah.
That's why you choose a national firm to do it. Somebody that wants experience, what's my man's name? Coach Ice, who was down at Florida Memorial University. He's one of the legendary coaches in South Florida. Coach Frazier, who's the assistant head coach at Virginia State. Adams, who was the head coach at, am I saying that right? At Cookman, at A&T. There are other coaches that are out there, but bro, this is a bad situation.
Listen, I look at it like this, right? And I'm gonna keep it a whole buck with y'all. At the end of the day, I don't hold no punches. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say it very clearly. If this was going on at a PWI where the football team was dealing with mold, and let's say
they'd be fired immediately.
Come on. Or
they'd be fired immediately.
Not even fire. I won't even go that far. Jesse Jackson would be there. Al Sharpton will be talking about it. It'll be on ESPN. It will be on all the major networks. Roland Martin will be covering it just like he does it. But it would be pandemonium if an all-black anything was going through a situation that they're going through now. And if you think I'm lying, if I'm not mistaken, I think Stanford had a dorm issue where they were putting black kids in the bad dorms and they were putting all the white athletes in the good dorms, and that came out and they kind of squashed that and everything like that. It would be that. So we need to say all the energy people were giving Ed Reed for yelling and, Bethune did the right thing. Hold Bethune accountable for what they're not doing.
They gotta do it, man. This is no way around confrontation right now in this season at Bethune-Cookman. You have to confront the issue, or the issue will not change. You're gonna have to show us. If I'm the alums, if I'm the students, they need to show me some documentation on all the stuff that is being done to rectify these situations. And we need this stuff done within the next 7 to 10 days. We need a timetable on when this stuff is going to be handled. We don't expect locker rooms to be up, overnight.
Yeah.
But, at the same time, we need a timetable on when this stuff is supposed to be done. Absolutely. I need to know, what are the requirements for being on the board of trustees? If your job is to raise money, I want to go down the line with the board of trustees and be like, excuse me, so how much money have you raised? Okay. And how much money have you brought into the institution? I'll be going down the line. And if you haven't met a certain quota, you got to go.
Real.
You got to go.
Let me take this call. Coach Greg, coming to you.
Man, what up?
What's up, Coach?
Man, I watched that Rory Martin interview, dog. Dr. Drake, I got so many questions for that guy.
Yeah.
Because when you first listen to him only, you like, okay. And then he laughed like, oh yeah, we do have locker rooms and showers. And I'm like, okay. I said, okay. I'm
show me some pictures.
With him. Then Ed Reed, then the players. I like, somebody lying now.
Somebody lying.
Ed Reed is not going to put his name.
Say that again?
No, I'm saying Ed Reed is not going to ruin his name over a lie. Not a lie. And the kids have nothing to lie about. This is real easy to prove. Show me the pictures of the locker room. Show me the shower. Show me the conditions. Show me that stuff. Show me.
And I got a question for you, Scotty.
What's up?
Do you feel like Ed Reed is very genuine after watching him so many times?
I think
and for the work he has done on the campus already before they let him go?
I think Ed Reed is genuine. I just don't think Ed Reed should be speaking on his situation. It comes off as unstable. It doesn't come off as, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't come off like, if that was in the locker room, that works. But in the public eye, it comes off as unstable, and he needs to stop talking. Because what is happening is that the more you see Ed Reed in the public eye, the more you're like, I don't know if he should be running anything. Because he looks so unstable.
Well, to me, I guess I look at it different because I don't see him as unstable because I see him as somebody that's passionate, and he comes off as what a player will come off, and as a coach will come off in a locker room. And that always been him. That's the thing. That always been him. You watch every video of Ed Reed from college to now, that's been him. And somebody just said those spaces earlier, you know, because we was talking about this, and I said this because you know your wife might like this. Sometimes God puts somebody in a place to light that fire to get everybody going, and I guess Ed Reed was that person to light that fire to get that stuff done at BCU. Because that stuff been going on too long. And who has an interim president that long?
Yeah. I'll say this, Coach Green, and keep putting on the headset. Go ahead, babe.
Coach. Yes, Coach Green.
Hello?
Yes, sorry. It was loud. I scared myself. It is, I do believe and agree with you on God placing somebody to disrupt the pattern. Because the SWAC schools have been like so hush-hush. Like, there's nobody making any kind of, well, you know, let me take that back. My future husband makes a lot of ruckus about the issues in the SWAC.
A lot.
Okay, but to that point, I don't always agree with his tactics. But what I will say is, you know, most of the people that even said need to be fired, what happened? They are out of there, and that's been a positive change. Now, I do believe that Coach Reed or Ed Reed, he definitely needs a little bit of tweaking, you know.
Polishing.
Yes, polishing. My heart went out for him the whole time. You know, when he broke down, I mean, he couldn't even, it was so much passion.
Yeah.
I don't look at it as being unstable because it wasn't, the passion just got in the way of him being able to communicate because he was thinking about the future of these boys. He was thinking about these poor conditions. And then let's look at it like this. There was a course of action that was not delayed. It was put into place immediately, even before him being handed the job and, you know, sign over the contract or whatnot. So with that being said, I'm not going to say he's unstable because when somebody is unstable, they can't function in that level of chaos.
Yeah.
But passionate,
yes,
absolutely. Absolutely. Now, it was much needed. The SWAC needs that because now if you see like they're hiring people like Ed Reed, and not to mention who may come in the future, we don't want that to be our school. If it happened to Bethune Cookman, I don't want it to be FAMU. I don't want it to be Alabama A&M. You know what I mean? Like Miss Cornell Maynard, Miss Coach Maynard, he been low key. But the next coach, they may be like a Ed Reed. Do you really want that to be your situation? You know, and we've been down there too, Bethune Cookman. It is horrible. It's horrible. Those boys were not lying.
Yeah.
We walked the fields. Yeah. I seen it. I don't have no reason to lie. I'm not trying to please nobody. The best thing about Bethune Cookman was the beach. Now, I do like Southern Coach Green. I'm not going to lie to you. I am partial to them Jags. But
there you go. There you go. There you go.
But Bethune Cookman, they need to do better. I mean, it looked like the longest yard out there to me. To me. That's what it looked like to me. Now, again, I'm not a football person, so I don't know, like, all, like, You know, I grew up in a football town, so I know what fancy looked like, and they were definitely not fancy, but they more look like the longest yard. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Miss Script. I had an alum tell me the same thing you just basically said. The same thing. So it can't be a lie. So it might not be no showers. And this is other thing I like to say to you, Miss Script, and I understand that everybody's saying, you know, Ed Reed was unprofessional when he did the rant. But the thing that got me upset is everybody was doing the Ed Reed what people been doing to us for years when they be saying, oh, we look like a thug, oh, you look like you might steal from you, by giving them all kind of labels.
That's good.
And I disagree with that. You can say he's wrong, you can say he's unprofessional, but the other stuff, we got to let that go.
That's good.
I agree with you.
And then all these people just kept on talking about Reed, but nobody wanted to talk about the problem. Because my mind went from Ed Reed straight to the kids of that yard.
That's good. Hey, Coach
Because who does that? But I'm done. I know I'm about to go on the wrong way, so I understand.
No, you're good, man. Appreciate the call, though. What's up, Kofi? Then Key. Go ahead, Kofi.
No, I mean, you're going to sit up there and you're going to say, you know, Black Lives Matter and this, that, and the other. You know, anytime you have somebody that let me stop and make my first point. You're going to say Black Lives Matter. They need to matter on your campus. Let's start there. It needs to matter. And it should matter from the way that you're taking care of the kids. Again, people that are in position at these universities are not just in position to tell people what to do. You're in a position of service. You're trying to find a way to make life better for the people that you serve. You know, if Jesus goes and he says, look, I go to prepare a place for you, you know, it ain't going to be no raggedy place. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be, you know what I'm saying? It's not a place that you're not going to want to be in. Mm-hmm. You know, so let's start there. And again, the point I made last week, Ed Reed was only there a week and a half. And he was so appalled by the conditions that he felt led to say something about it. Is Bethune Cookman's leadership that desensitized to bad conditions that they won't even say anything? That you needed somebody to snap you out of zombie mode for you to wake up and be like, you know, this is unacceptable. Are we that desensitized to excellence? You know, and that's the thing that we have to snap out of. Again, that doing more with less day, it has to end. Otherwise, you'll continue to have less. It's time to do more with more. Do whatever you can to get more. But that doing more with less, we can't do that no more. And that goes for all HBCUs.
You got something to say, babe?
Yeah, so I'll say this. I think tomorrow and even later on this evening, what I expect to see from the alum is, you know, we're all, college educated people, just human and being human. If y'all didn't see that man lying like straight on camera and that doesn't enrage you like more than the outward appearance of Ed Reed, something is wrong with you and you need to do a self-check. And I'll say this, the connections and the resources that Ed Reed was willing to bring on, and it's still trying because he made it clear, I'm still trying to coach and I still want to make a change. That speaks volumes as well. And lastly, I'll say this, hearing the alum talk earlier about and her passion, we just have a lot of work to do. It's Bethune now, but I'm just seeing a pattern of all these SWAC schools. Y'all have to do something. You know what I mean? These powers that be, they have to do something. Like, everybody can't make the same excuse. And I'll say this, what I respect so much about what Ed Reed is doing as opposed to what Coach Prime did in his time here is he's not making the change about him. He's making the change about the community. and it's authentic and it's raw and it's real and it's heartfelt. So I hope if you guys haven't, please go check out that Roland Martin show. And I'm waiting to laugh at y'all on these calls.
All right. So I'm gonna go 2627. Then I'm gonna go Rocky. Then I'm gonna go 4718 Henry. Okay, so 2627 Rocky and then Henry. And then I see you, Calvin, and I see you 4659. I see you guys. I'm gonna just get to you guys. The other people are members. All right, 2627, you live.
Hey, I just wanted to call and enjoy the show. I'm a former equipment manager for Bethune Cookman under Terry Sims.
Oh, wow.
2016 to 2019. And we haven't had a locker room since I got there and I graduated. We were taking clothes to the laundromat on trucks. After practice, we would load up the trucks and drive the trucks to the laundromat. Wow. So for that president or interim president to get on there and say, oh, we have locker rooms, bro, we don't have nothing. The building that was the locker room, they had to knock it down because of mold. So there's nothing there. There's no building there. There's nothing. So, I mean, I appreciate the students and all the alumni that's stepping up now, but what was said needed to be said, and I'm glad it was said, and I'm glad that you guys are bringing more exposure to it, and I just appreciate the show, and I thank you for letting me call in.
Hold on a minute. Can you hear me?
You there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, he's still there. Go ahead.
All right. So did you all, what was the plan of action for you all and the team? Was there any documentation that provides any additional evidence to what you just stated?
I mean, as far as everybody that's been involved with the program knowing about it, me personally, I didn't take pictures because, again, when I got there, I was really young. And I just wanted to be a part of the team. I could never play football. I was born with a disability. So to be in that position to be around a college team was just it for me. But when, like, my sophomore year came and my junior year came and I started noticing that just stuff was pretty out of whack. I mean, I guess it became, like y'all been saying, kind of normal. So I guess we all just kind of figure, like, one day it'll get better. But seeing how it is now and seeing the videos you guys showed of those new players and, like, knowing that I've graduated and it's kind of still the same, if not worse, is just, like, crazy. Like, bro, we have to be better and do something about it. And that's why I'm glad that Eddie said what he said, because I could tell y'all stories, bro. We at the stadium on practice days. We shared the stadium with Mainland High School, so we had to stick stuff under the stadium. Like, as a staff, we throwing stuff under the stadium. There's been times where I put stuff in my personal car and drove it to the stadium for practice and drove it back to the school. And, like, on Sundays after games, after we travel and stuff, we had to practice at the field at the school, which is, the field is not really a field. It's just like a grass area. And we lay their stuff out of their bags after it's been sweating. And, you know, we had a trailer, so they would drive the stuff back and forth to the games after it's been in there. So, like the players said, like, it's building up mold, and then you basically putting back on the same thing over and over again. So that's just what it was. Like, that's just what we became accustomed to. And I think, like I said, there's my adults. I don't know, like y'all said, maybe Coach Terry Sanders has something to say, but as far as me personally, I didn't, like, go and take pictures just because, like, I know that's just what it was at the time.
Bro, I believe you.
Like, y'all, like, there's just stuff that, as a, like, even, like, I'm speaking from a support staff standpoint. So it's just bad overall. Like, there's nothing for them to really rehab with to get right from injuries. There's, like, everything's just broken. So
when you say everything, let's go into everything.
You're stuck.
Because Cookman has multiple uniforms.
Yes, we do. They have.
So where do y'all store them?
Storage unit.
And where's the storage unit located?
Like a U-Haul storage unit?
Yeah. The storage unit is probably about, like, 11, 12 minutes from the school, and we'll go there, and everything that, like, from backpacks, like, when we get, like, stuff for them, everything goes there, and we kind of just have to go through it. Or, like, say on, like, a Monday is, like, where we don't have practice, so we'll, as, like, equipment staff, we'll go to the storage unit and pick out what combination they said they want to wear for the week, and we'll get that ready. start decaling helmets and trying to see who's going to wear what helmet, what size they are, and stuff like that. So we basically worked out of the storage unit because, like I said, they knocked down the locker room and they never put anything back up. So it was just an empty space. And we did, I guess they're still using the trailers, but we did keep stuff in the trailer. Like the helmets, they used to be stacked up in a trailer and we would just go there. Everything was just scattered everywhere, honestly. It was crazy.
So what is the protocol? Let me ask you this. What is the protocol or regulation surrounding that? And, you know, because somebody needs to go to that storage unit and show the university that this is where you all keep you all stuff. You know, somebody needs to like go there and unlock it and show like, this is where this is. This is not a locker room. This is a storage unit 15 minutes away from campus where we store our stuff.
Yeah. As far as me personally, I don't know what the protocol is, but I do agree on the fact that they need to. Yeah, they have no protocol. It's just how everything is ran. It's really corrupt and messed up. Hey, but all I can say is, as an alum, as a person that was really involved in the program and who basically kind of lived it, I'm just glad that that everybody's bringing awareness to it. Ed Reed, you guys are talking about it. A lot of people are talking about it now. So I hope that, and they even had a protest today on campus, the students protest. So
let me ask you this last question before I let you go, right? Or before we let you go.
Yeah.
What is the situation with the sharing of the helmets and the mold in the helmets? When you were there.
Okay, so when I was there, we did not share helmets.
Okay.
From what I understand, this is the first year that that's happened. They have double numbers, and whoever comes off the field who's wearing the helmet, they pass it to the next dude who is wearing the helmet. Then, you know, it kind of continues like that. Whoever comes off, pass them the helmet. They go back on, they pass them the helmet. When I was there, we never did that, but I guess worse came to worse, and that's what it came down to. But that's just what I was told from a player that I connect with. I didn't think that was true. I was actually watching the game on TV and I saw it and I was like, yo, what is that? And they told me. It was just like, we share helmets because they got multiple players wearing the same number. So it's just easier that way for them to, whoever's on the field at the time, they wear it. And then when they get off, if you're on defense, you give it to the offensive player. When the offensive player come back, they give it to the defense.
And you saw this on a video, on a stream?
Yeah, it was on, I think when they played UM, I noticed it. They played UM at the beginning of the season this year, and I seen somebody wear the same helmet, and I was like, yo, what is this? And I asked, and then that's what they told me. So I was like, wow.
Man,
but when I was there, we never had to do that.
So listen, just really, and listen, man, I applaud your courage because we're not going to get your name. I don't care about your name. I just applaud your courage to come on here, call in, and tell the truth, because that is what needs to happen for change to really see. There has to be more people like you with the courage to speak out on what is going on at this institution, regardless of what, they feel is going to happen to them. So I applaud you for that. Let me ask you this. Were there any other road issues that happen in regards to pants, jerseys, gloves that you seen or were a part of at your time being the equipment guy?
Nothing that you guys didn't show on that video. Like they said, they didn't want to wear gloves sometimes because they're moldy, get moldy. Basically, honestly, anything that they leave in those equipment bags, because after games, everybody's trying to rush to get out the locker room and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just like they're just throwing everything in the duffel bag with the helmet and the pads. So by the time, like, say if we traveling, by the time we get back to school, everything's all sweaty and moldy. They just get new gloves. That's kind of what we did, especially with like starters and stuff. We'll just give them new gloves. But a lot of them, like the player said in the video, they don't want to wear that stuff because it's nasty and moldy and sweaty. Like, it was one practice, we as a staff, we took everything out and kind of tried to disinfect it, but it really ain't work because you're talking about weeks on weeks on weeks of swapping out the same stuff, and so it's very hard as for them as players to do what they need to do. And like I said, like even just with rehabbing, like cold tubs is broke and stuff like that. So it's just it's really bad.
If there's no locker room, where are the kids changing? I didn't even think about like where are the kids changing if there's no locker room?
Okay, so I know you say you've been to the stadium. So the stadium, they have those, they just change in there. But when we're at the school, so you put your shorts on, over your compression pads or whatever, you go to the calf and go to your room and take a shower. Or you take your pads, you take your stuff off right there behind the building, put your clothes back on and go to the calf and then take a shower, or take a shower and then go to the calf. That's just how it was.
Behind the building.
And I guess, yeah, like there's, what used to be a building or the little shed thing that the players were referring to, you just go behind that. And
the little shed thing.
Yeah, that the players are referring to, that they store stuff in. You go behind that, take the clothes off, put whatever you had in your backpack, because a lot of them, they just carry their backpacks with them, so they put whatever they want to wear in their backpacks. And go like that.
Hey, man, I appreciate the call, man. You be safe. I got your number. I'm
Yes,
gonna text
sir.
you. I'm gonna text you after the show. Okay, I got your number. I'm gonna text you after.
All right.
All right, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all.
No, appreciate you. Yo, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Kids are after practice. Kids are changing outside behind a freaking shed and taking those sweaty clothes in a double, and you just keep reusing that.
That's unsanitary. That has to be a violation.
Everybody has got to go off that alone. And Terry Sims, I don't give it. Coach Sims should not get another job. Coach Sims should not touch another football field because you put your check in front of kids and their well-being and not holding the school accountable to give your kids adequate space and locker rooms to make sure that they're Terry Sims should not touch another freaking field as a head coach. Should not. He should not be allowed to lead another program in HBCU football. You want to hide? You don't want to speak up? You shouldn't see another field. Period.
Look, my thing is this. I'm so pissed right now. I whoo, Jesus. Ed Reed was only there for a week and a half. And he lost it the way that he did. You know, when you look at this, bro, just from a humane perspective, it's inhumane how they have handled these kids. It's inhumane. If you kept a dog like that, the PETA people and them people would have been on us so fast. You keeping a dog like that, and you can't treat your students better. You're not even trying, and y'all still want a position on the board.
Nah.
You should step down.
Nah, everybody got to go. The AD got to go. This is a malfeasance to the highest. It's a malfeasance to the highest. See, y'all want to play this. Oh, let's hear Terry Sims' side. What side? What could Terry Sims tell you that you will be like, oh, I see why you let kids change outside. Oh, I see why you let kids put on old moldy uniforms. Oh, there's no side to that. It's the bull crap that you keep allowing, and you keep letting excuses happen day in, day out, day in, day out. Reggie Theus needs to be fired. The president needs to be fired. Everybody has got to go for this.
I'm gonna say this because I have to say this now. Because Cookman, you gotta understand the time that you're in. Why are the covers being pulled back right now? Why are they being pulled back in such an amazing way right now? You know, to everything, there is a season and a time and a purpose under the heaven, a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to pluck up that which was planted. It's a time to kill. It's a time to heal. It's a time to break down, and there's a time to build up. We're in a breaking down season at Cook. This needs to be torn all the way down. It needs to be totally deconstructed, and the right people need to come in, because the wrong stuff will continue to happen as long as you have the wrong people in position.
This is ridiculous. Listen, Rocky, coming to you.
Hey, what's up, bro, man? I usually come in with the comic relief, but this ain't really the time, man. But I want to say this, man. You owe Key some bombs, bro, because she dropped some bombs for this reason. When she said, y'all Negroes will sit up and watch a man look into the camera with 5,000 people watching the stream and tell a bold-faced lie, but you niggas mad at, you Negroes are mad at Ed Reed.
Come on.
Y'all mad at Ed Reed. Y'all know he lying, and y'all mad at Ed freaking Reed. This is what frustrates me with HBCU culture sometimes, right? Because you want it to look a certain way so you can feel good about your degrees and your accolades rather than dealing with what's on the ground and the condition of those kids. Like, for no other reason alone, if this was a black university, all-white university doing black kids like this, y'all be marching, y'all be picketing, y'all be doing all kind of stuff. Because it's black folks doing it to black folks, y'all want Ed Reed to be quiet. And it's a goddamn shame.
I agree.
It's a shame, man. And I don't even know why the parents would send their kids to college and let them play under those conditions. I don't understand it, man. Like, again, my daughter goes to Prairie View. The conditions at Prairie View are to my standards and our family standards. And she has a great dorm or whatever. But that should be the situation at every HBCU. And don't give me this conversation about the money. Sometimes it ain't about the money. You ain't got to have no money to pick up trash. How much money do you need to pick up trash? And for all of y'all talking about hurricanes back to back, he said it was going on in 2019.
Come on.
What hurricanes y'all have in 2019?
Come on. He said from 15 to 19. He was there with the jerseys that ain't have shit to do with a hurricane.
So a hurricane surely may have exacerbated the situation, but it was not the cause of the situation. So let's not play that game. Let's not play that game. And so this is what I want to say, man. I hope as a culture and as a people that we start holding our people accountable for what they're doing to our people. Much love, Scotty. I'm out, bro.
Appreciate it, Rocky.
Abba.
Hey, that is Rocky. He'll be dropping his new show on the show tomorrow, Tuesday at 8, Upon Further Review. Make sure y'all tune into that. 8 o'clock live, Upon Further Review with Rocky. That's my guy. Be dropping his show on here live on the channel. Make sure you tune into that. All right. 4718 coming to you. Smash, I see you. Stay with me. Hey, calling you live.
Hey, Scotty. Hey, Scotty. How you doing?
What's up, man?
Man, I damn near up here crying after hearing all that. That's sad, man. How are they allowed to go through all of that, especially, you know, we're just not getting out of a pandemic, you know, with COVID-19 going on. Like, it doesn't take much for diseases to spread, like, you know, staph in those types of conditions. Just a simple leak and, you know, very, you know, unsafe, you know, human conditions in a locker room can cause an outbreak. I know, because in high school we dealt with it. And we had that, you know, it was fixed real quick. You know, after that, we got everything sanitized after every practice, after every game. They washed everything, all the practice uniforms, all the helmets, game uniforms are always clean. That's just sad, man. These kids don't have a place to change. And nobody's being held accountable for this. Nobody. People are being put in place and they're not being held to a standard to perform or do anything. They're just there, okay, just to say we're here.
Facts.
Those kids don't deserve that. Don't know kid who's, potentially leaving his home to go play possibly thousands of miles away for a school, to want to be an alumni, to give his blood, sweat, and tears for a program. And these kids are having to deal with that, having to play under those conditions, and then the previous coach is not saying nothing. Yes, Terry Sims doesn't need another job after this. He should be somewhere stacking boxes at Amazon. So you allow this to go on. But I got to say it like this. It's too many docile people that basically not saying anything. They will put up with it. It's just regular jobs. They will sit back, let their employees do whatever they want to them and not say anything. And they're putting policies in place that could potentially get rid of them whenever they want to for whatever reason. And they can't say anything. And they're just worried about a check.
Facts.
Sometimes you got to go against the grain and say enough is enough and stand up for yourself. If that means you have to do without being in this certain space or whatever, so be it. Have some pride and dignity. But there's no way these kids should have to go through that as students, especially paying out the tuition that they have to go through. Man, just shut the program down at this point, man. Sorry, I'm done.
Hey, man, appreciate the call, bro. You preaching, bro. You preaching. Hey, I want to go back. And like my baby said, I want to go back and show you the audacity of Dr. Drake Lawrence and the vigor in which he denied these rumors or allegations towards having a locker room. This is Dr. Drake Lawrence on Roland Martin's show, flat out lying. If it loads.
Said, bro, don't tell me nothing about no HBCU. I got kids that played at BC Athletics for the past 3 years, and they told me they were sharing helmets. Come on, man, stop playing with me. Ed Reed was the best thing for that school. They have the same mentality as the city I'm from, BG. I've also, others have said to me that there are no showers for the players. They're washing their own uniforms and clothes. Is that true?
No. And the fact of the matter is that, again, I would say you've been to BCU. Come down and visit. I'll show you.
Show us what? What you gonna show? You know what this reminds me of? Is when your mom be like, where's your report card? I ain't get one. You didn't get a report card? They didn't give one to me.
To you.
So if I call John, he gonna say he didn't get a report card. So if I call John right now, and if I call John's parents, they're gonna tell me that he didn't get a report card. Yeah. Your mom calls John. John said he got his report card. I don't know what happened. They just didn't give me. Come on, man, you lying. Because I was that kid. I went down with the ship. Okay?
Look, all that need to happen, I think we need to do a script investigation at BCU.
Don't make me go down to BCU.
No, seriously. We can walk through. Let's walk through the football, every place where he said, let's go to the shed, unlock that mug, pull up that stuff. Let's look at some stuff. Because y'all need to show me that these conditions, and I want President Drake to tell me that these are humane conditions. Like this is a humane. This is our expectation. This is our level. So after the game, the kids, there's no protocol, no sanitary protocol after COVID-19. There has to be an NCAA protocol on cleanliness and standards by which you keep the equipment.
Yeah.
There has to be. If not, let's get on the NCAA because that needs to happen.
That's facts. Smash coming to you. Then I'm gonna go to 5289, then Cal, then Eric, then Mr. D. What's up, Smash?
Hey, Scotty, man, we got to find a way to protect the dude, man. The dude who called us, spoke out on some brave stuff. Then it hit me. I almost shed a tear. We had dude say he had got a disability, never could play.
Yeah.
And that was his only way of, you know what I'm saying, being a part of the team. And he had to deal with that as being an equipment manager fool. You know what I'm saying? You know how sad it is? You know what I'm saying? Like, we not even think about that. And then, like, my thing is, what are players that, like, what, besides the dudes who spoke out today on Roland Martin, what a former alumni at? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I know it's going to be them small-minded people who going to be mad at old dude who called in for speaking out. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, I'm tight about that. Nobody said nothing all these years.
Come on.
Since 2015.
Ain't nobody mad but the devil.
That's before all them hurricanes. The hurricanes, that's just, I'm tired of them blaming all the hurricanes too. I live in New Orleans. We shake back from hurricanes faster than what they talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this is pathetic. You know, and for a boy to really lie like that, then he rubbing his hands together like a fat ass gerbil on that fucking live. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all good. You lying. All these people coming and calling and saying otherwise, you lying. I'll go down there with y'all. Kofi, what you want me to send a drone over there or something? You know what I'm saying? I need to see this shit too.
Send the drone, bro. Send the drone.
Yeah, it's bad, bro. That's not right at all. Then I know I was one of the main ones saying Ed Reed going ham. I didn't care for the cursing how you were saying it, but dog, us and the next owe him apology. You know what I'm saying? Or something. Bro,
Look,
you're seeing the same shit that we talking about. Then the boy said the uniforms is like 15 minutes away from campus. So y'all got the money to rent out a damn shed to keep the uniforms there versus just openly saying y'all need help. You was on Rolling more than that. You know how easy you could have said we need help over here at Bethune Cookman? Swallow that pride. But that goes back to what I was saying about when you speak out these HBCUs to get fired. That's sad, bro. Like, it's sad on so many levels.
You're talking about being the leader of a Christian university. You held Ed Reed accountable for his presentation, but yet you are lying.
Come on.
Then you got, I don't know, he said he was a former player, Charlie X in the comments. He said they had to buy their own garbage bags to pick up the trash. What is we doing here? You know what I'm saying? I looked up to Bethune Cookman. I always just outside looking in. I like everything Bethune got, the aesthetic and all this going on. The damn band living like kings over there. They know the band, man. We don't hear nothing this about the band, you know what I'm saying? But the football team going through this shit? Like, bro, this is crazy, dog. It's crazy, Scott. I commend y'all, but the homie who called in, I don't know his name, man. I'm going to pray for him, dog. I know it took a lot of heart for him to get up there and say that, but that's not right at all. That's coming from somebody who hands-on with the damn equipment, watching these, and that's sharing helmets. Like, bro, I got middle schools who don't share helmets, bro. But y'all doing this in college? I'm going, Scott.
Appreciate it.
Right.
Oh, my God, man. I'm trying to knock these calls out, Cove. 9868 coming to you. What's up, Cal? Talk to me.
Man, what's going on, fellas?
What's up?
I was sure about to go for petty stuff, but I can't even do it after that. Now, Oliver Twist story, the old buddy that says shit. I have several questions for Bethune Cookman. I mean, Kofi, put me wrong. Now, wasn't Bethune Cookman in jeopardy of losing the accreditation not that far long ago?
They were in danger, but they've gotten things straight for the next 10 years.
Okay. Now, I guess I probably got some same question y'all got. It's like, why would the Board of Trustees cut off their hand? You know, the Alumni Association is donating 13% of your money, and that's not a 1%. Why the hell did they cut off their hand like that?
I couldn't tell you. That's just what they decided to do. They said they wanted to go to a model of direct service, DSO, direct service. Let me see. I think I got the notes. I thought I had my notes, but it's like a direct service, something DSO model or whatever. But yeah, they went to a direct to the university, some crap like that. I don't know.
Well, Mr. Last man, he probably got 30 other callers. See, I want to be petty as hell, but I can't even do it. Shit.
You doing too much. 5289 coming to you. $5289, you live. All right. 5289, call back in when you stop watching the show. 3503 coming to you.
What's going on, Scotty?
What's goody? What's your name? Where you call from?
What's going on? It's Eric from Jersey.
Talk to me.
First things first. I played for 3 semi-pro teams. You know what semi-pro is, right? And all 3 of them teams, I ain't never had to watch my jersey. Semi-pro is adult Pop Warner, basically. I ain't never had to watch a jersey. And either of those situations. That's one. 2, I think the AD fucked up when he said the mouse told him, or insinuated that the mouse told him to fire Ed Reed. Because I was like, are you insinuating that Disney called you directly and told you to now you don't put somebody
that was another lie.
A big fish name in your business? I think that's gonna get them in a lot more hot water than they asked for. 3, I think the kettle on Bethune Cookman is warm. You ever warm up some tea and you hear that first little whistle and you're like, all right, but then you gotta let it go all the way up to the kettle screams. When the white media gets a handle on this, which I've seen some white YouTube channels kind of start to comment on this, it's going to be the kettle's really going to be hot then, and it's crazy to think that that these kids. I think that the reason Ed Reed doesn't want to give up is because he realizes that if he says I watched his hand of it, that things are gonna go back into status quo and nothing's gonna happen for those kids. And that's why I think he's still so impassioned about keeping the job or getting the job back, because he knows if he doesn't fight for those kids, there's nothing gonna happen. Nothing's gonna happen. Maybe they'll put some paint on the walls, put some mold paint on the walls if there's any walls to put it on. But other than that, I don't see anything really happening. If he, and I think that's why he's still so passionate about keeping the job. That's my 2 cents, and I'll let you rock.
I appreciate it, Eric. Go ahead, Kobe.
When the president sat up there talking about that was athletic director Theus. When Theus said no, the president said Disney called. That's what the president said. Somebody from Disney called and asked them what they were going to do. Then he said, I don't dispute that, but when he said that Disney has something to do with the Florida Classic, that's when I got concerned, because it's the Florida Classic. Disney hasn't been the main title sponsor of the Florida Classic in years. I want them to be involved, but they haven't been involved in years. So I would like to hear him clear up what he was saying or what he meant about Disney being involved with the Florida Classic, because they haven't been involved.
I talked to Mr. Campbell. He brought that up too. He said the thing he thinks will happen is this: an alum of the school that works for Disney reached out and was like, "Hey man, they talking about you up here at headquarters. You might want to ease up and get Ed in order, right?" But ain't no VP, ain't no director call to tell Bethune Cookman that what you doing with Ed Reed. Because if that's the case, Nike would have called you Bamas and would have been like, "Hey, what y'all doing down there?"
Did the commissioner from the SWAC even call?
No, because he don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? And once again, I'm going to say this. You know what a real commissioner does? A commissioner comes out and says a statement. Hey, listen, Bethune, if you need anything from the SWAC office, let us know where we can help, what we can be a part of, blah, blah, any of that. But you know what, Commissioner, you know what McNugget gonna say? We at the SWAC office don't like to get in people's personal business, blah, 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 blah. Miss me with that. 5289 coming to you, then Mr. D coming to you.
All right. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's your name? Where you come from?
Hey, what's going on, Scotty, man? This is Rico Wright. Give me a call again. Poppy Suave.
What's up,
How
man?
you doing?
What's goody?
Man, yeah, I saw Roland
the Roland show earlier, and my wife and I, we were sitting down there watching it, man, and you know, we thinking to ourselves, looking at this interim president, listening to what he had to say, and then we saw, you know, Coach Reed's response, and I'm trying to go off of what you guys were just saying, but at the same time, I kind of want to comment on just Ed Reed, irrespectively as far as his reaction, his passion, and he had his guy sitting there with him. I say his guy is the gentleman who helps him. I can't recall his name.
Rob.
But he was trying. Say it again.
Rob.
Bob. Oh, Rob.
Rob.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, he was trying to say he was trying to keep Ed calm. You know, because still, it was just showing how passionate he was and everything. And man, I was sitting there in my seat, you know, just kind of scratching like, oh, bruh. You know, just by his mannerisms and everything. I know he was displaying his passion because I said it the other day, you know, when I called into your show the other day, how he was saying it was just really how passionate he was. And he just kind of let that passion get in front of him. And, you know, the president comes in there and says about it being a Christian school. We know that Bethune Cookman is a Methodist school. I'm from Daytona Beach, born and raised. I mean, look, man, it's a college still. And I know we have our faith and everything, and people live their lives how they live their lives. But Cookman, as far as how you're trying to portray it, Dr. Interim President, can't remember the brother's name, because Cookman just wrong in a lot of ways, man. I mean, people may think that I personally might have some issues with Cookman because how they did my own family, how they did my own mama. My mama was driving from Daytona Beach. She's an alumni and working for Edward Waters, and they fired her off for some bull crap when they had a couple of presidents previously. So Cookman got some issues, point blank period, with a lot of things, and especially with how they handle the funds. And just like I was saying to my wife earlier, yeah, it happens in other HBCUs too, financial aid issues and things of that nature. But if you're getting all this money, I think you said something about $100 million. You had $6 million worth of damage done. Okay, that's a balance of 94 right there. That was an unexpected situation as far as the hurricanes and things like that. Daytona was hit bad. That part where Cookman is in low-lying areas, so you probably have water levels raising and everything like that. Okay, we know that it was an issue. But the fact of the matter, man, is this dude is making me look, or making so many people from Daytona. You know what? I can't speak for everybody from Daytona. I'm gonna say this for me though, from where I'm from. He making himself look shady, man. You know, and I just be truthful, bro. You know, Ed was being transparent with some stuff. Yeah, he said a lot of stuff, but he was saying a lot of stuff that was that's obviously true. I haven't been to my hometown in, you know, several years, but I got a lot of family around there. I got friends around there. People to talk about what's going on at Cookman, man, on Facebook and everything all the time, man. Cookman need to do better. And they need the alumni or somebody, the Alumni Association or SBO or whoever you say, or however you say it's been reclassified. They need to getting some answering, asking some questions, getting some answers, holding these people accountable. And I don't even know why they still have an interim president. Like, come on, Cookman, hire somebody that's going to come in there, hire an alumni. Y'all talk about Larry Little going to come and talk. I mean, yes, he's the first Hall of Fame coach.
You got to land this plane. You got to land this plane.
Say it again, man.
I said you got to land this plane.
Yeah. He got to land this plane?
No, finish the conversation. Finish what you got to say. We got more callers.
A lot of callers, so you got to finish, land the plane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You was kind of cutting out on me, so I wasn't hearing you too clearly. Good. But no, man, all I'm trying to say is, man, Cookman got to do better and be transparent with this community, be transparent with the alumni, and get things under wraps so they can get things straightened out. And hopefully maybe they can work things out with Ed Reed, but I don't think it's going to happen. But find someone that you mentioned, Juice, Coach Jenkins, or somebody that has an affiliation with Cookman somehow, some way that can try to help turn that program back around, man.
Appreciate it.
There it is.
Thank you, sir. Mr. D coming to you, and then 1831 Shaka coming to you. What's up, Mr. D?
What's going on? What's going on, Scott and Kofi? How you doing?
What's good?
Yo.
All right, good. So I just want everybody to, I'm going to tell my full name so everybody understands where I'm coming from. My name is Dr. Deion Strawn. My family is well known inside Bethune Cookman University. Many graduates there. My uncle was the alumni president for many years at the school. So that's the basis of what I'm going to say. First of all, the interim president, when he says to Roland, we have showers, when he says that's not true, he's talking about the dormitory showers where the kids can go back to their room to go wash up. That's what he was saying. He didn't want to come out and say, no president is going to come out and say what's wrong at the school. No president is going to say, yes, we do have mold. We have mildew. Yes, we have bad facilities. Yes, they're not going to do that. He's going to sit up there and lie. He's not a good, effective communicator. Okay. And that's the problem. And two, the students protesting today is great. And I'm going to say it today. I think by Friday, Ed Reed is going to be back as the coach, because what the school doesn't want, now you don't turn a football issue now into a university-wide issue. Now you don't turn Ed Reed into, they call him Joe Clark now. And things has to be done. Change has to be done. I'm willing to go down there and help out with the board of trustees, help out with the administration, whatever I need to do to help this school get right. Because if not, the governor is going to take this school over into receivership. That's what I have to say.
Hey, thanks, Mr. D. I appreciate it.
All right.
Man, we need to get Mr. D up on the board of trustees. Somebody, Jesus Christ.
I don't know why he's not on there. He's amazing. But keep going.
1831 coming to you. Hey, calling you live. What's your name? Where you calling from? Hey, calling you live. What's your name? Where you calling from? 1831. You're live.
Next.
There is no next. She's the last one.
It sounds like that record when you play the Prince record backwards and everything.
Hey, anybody in the comments, please text that lady or hit her up. Shaka, whatever her name is. If you're going to call in, be on the freaking phone. All right, Kofi, final thoughts.
I have no more words. It's really time for action. This is a time for us to come together, because if not, we're going to lose one of the most iconic HBCUs in America. And it would all happen because of mismanagement. It's time for us to step up to the plate, come together, and devise a strategy to save this program, to save the school, because that's really ultimately what it's all about. They need a president. They need a board of trustees that can get the job done. And that's the end of the story.
Absolutely. Go back to Coach Green. What's up, Coach Green? Keep it short and sweet.
Bro, that when you talk to that former equipment manager, dog, that just made me even madder. Because that don't make no sense. None. But Ed Reed the problem. And then this the other thing I wanted to add. I don't know if you saw it on Twitter. You know that kid with the long hair that also was interviewed?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
You remember?
Yeah. Hey, he was on the Spaces. Yeah.
Yeah. That kid with the long hair that was on Roland Martin interview. You know all them people talking about, oh, he don't play for the football team, and was saying all kind of discouraging stuff about him.
Yeah.
Because they say, oh, he's lying. Where them folks at?
Where they at? Where they at?
They owe that kid an apology. All them people that said anything about him.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because some of these people are being, because I understand, I love my
Call in, TJ.
I love my HBCU. But we got people out here who want to be so protective of their HBCU and not look at the problem that's going on.
No, it's time to fix it, bro.
At him.
Yeah, because I know for a fact Kofi loves FAMU. But let FAMU have been doing that shit. My fault.
No, you good. You good.
Kofi would have been speaking loud, real loud. They probably had to ban him from campus.
That's facts. That's facts.
Hey, I hope you do your investigation, bro. Yeah, you might have to put on a disguise though, so you know they might recognize you from a mile away.
Nah, you know,
oh, here comes Script.
And they know what it is. You can't close down a it is a private institution. But Ed said the gate broke, so I'm good. He said the gate broke. So I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So
the gate is broke.
Yeah, but that's all I had to say, man. I had to come back after I heard that interview from that former equipment manager, bro, because that's ridiculous. But appreciate it, man.
All right, man. Appreciate it. 1831 coming to you. Hey, calling you live.
Yeah, man. I'm just kind of confused with all this stuff right now. I kind of understand what everybody's point of view is about as far as Ed Reed, as far as his professionalism and all that stuff, which is all good. He kind of exposed a lot of stuff with Bethune Cookman, but my problem is what are players that went through all this stuff, why haven't they come out and said anything about any of the conditions or where they had to go and dress at or not having a shower, being able to take a shower? I still haven't heard any players come out saying anything about any of the conditions. I mean, other than the people that are coming out outside of the program, none of the people inside of the program, coaches, players, nobody said anything about the conditions of
the players. The players.
So,
hold on. The players just went. A few players just went on Roland Martin's show and talked about it. So I'm confused.
What players? So the players just said something about the conditions of the school.
Yeah.
So you didn't see it.
Yeah, it's on the Roland Martin show. They went on the show today and did an interview with Roland Martin. It was 3 players on the team.
Okay, yeah, I definitely missed all of that. I guess I missed that part of the whole show. But nobody said anything prior to today about any of that happening at Bethune Cookman. And it's been going on since 2015, 2016.
I mean,
so it's just like the players at Grambling, when all that stuff went down, they got exposed because the players brought it to everybody's attention. Nobody said anything at Bethune Cookman until Ed Reed has said something about all of this. So, but none of the players said anything until the day you said the players said something today, but I didn't hear it. But of course, y'all did. But I just don't get it. I don't get it at all, man.
Hey, man, appreciate the call. 54-53 coming to you. Hey, calling you live. Talk to me. What's your name? Where you calling from?
I don't get it at all.
This is Davis. I'm listening to you. I was just being live. Heard this man talking about this thing. He ain't even listened to. He ain't even watched the show earlier today, obviously. But
hey, turn your background. Hey, turn your background down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just turned it off.
Okay, cool.
With this Bethune thing, and it's just they don't want to hear. Every could have went inside these people's offices, cursed them out, probably still got fired, and it's just like they don't want to accept what's being told to them. They don't want to accept the truth, and I don't understand it. I really don't understand it.
That's the problem, is that they don't want to accept the truth.
Yeah. It's because you've been talking about how it's just been, they've been passively promoting when they just hired them, then they're gonna passively just throw a statement. They just could have done so much better with how they handled this entire situation, and honestly, just with everything that's going to come. I mean, they got students out now. Something's got to happen, and it just makes you feel like even if Ed Reed comes back, like what was the vibe going to be like for him on campus? will he really have that support?
Yeah,
But no, that's all I had to say.
Hey, appreciate it. Hey, I see you, Franklin. I'm about to bring you on right now. Hey, Franklin, what's goody?
What's up, man?
What's good, man?
How you doing?
I'm doing well. Anybody doesn't know, this is Franklin, one of the quarterbacks on Bethune Cookman. Franklin, you've been there for what, 2 years now?
No, I've been there since 2020. I just redshirted the year prior to this year, so last year was my first year.
Okay.
Actually playing.
Just
I'm a junior on the football field, and no, not junior on the football field. Sorry, sophomore, redshirt sophomore on the football field, and junior in the classroom.
Okay. Give me your experiences at Bethune Cookman, good, bad, or indifferent.
First, I want to start off by thanking God for our opportunity. Of course, we had Terry Sanders here. He was a great coach. You know, I feel like he went through a lot himself these last 2 years. Because a lot of people don't know that we had COVID the first year, my first year here. So most of the time I was just at home training. So I really wasn't down here. But I was kind of here, if you get what I'm saying. Like, you know, I was here and there. My second year, well, not my second, yeah, my second year going to my first games, I had to travel a lot because of the 2 hurricanes, and that was caused us to have a bad season a little bit. But I mean, it's great people on this campus, and we all understand for a change. Me and my teammates right now are trying to discuss together as a collective group how we're going to practice since we don't have a coach in this and the third, how we're going to do things. So as a leader, you know, we're just trying to find that help, and Coach Reed was that help for us. A lot of things are not true. I mean, the president, I haven't seen him once. I don't really know one president that I've seen, but I mean, hey, if he says he's seen this, then he has. But a lot of the time, we just, you know, try to make things work as a collective, as a group. The mold is true. I have to live through it. But at the same time, I just try to get my education and play things out low.
All right, Franklin, I'm gonna need you to talk a little clearer. I don't know if it's your phone or something, but it sounds really, really muffled. My question is,
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, my question is, if you got me on speaker, just take me off speaker. But what's going on with the jerseys changing in the back of locker rooms? Do you have a locker room? Is there a locker room? Have you dealt with mold? You know, what is the situation?
So there is no locker room on campus. We do have to go to the stadium every day. That's what Coach Sims was having us do. Go to the stadium every day and practice. They'll take 2 buses there. We did have to share helmets. Now with the jersey swap, say if I have my permanent number, but say if like a walk-on or somebody that we need to fill in, just in case somebody got injured, they have to come and put on the jersey, and then they'll switch out the name on the back. But we do actually, the first game we actually did switch helmets against Miami. A lot of other games, some people were switching, but some people wasn't. We was trying to manage that well. But it was mostly because, like I said, we was on the road for like 4 weeks straight. Just trying our best to do what we had to do.
Let me ask you this. With everything going on, what was the hardest thing about going to the football? I mean, like, that seems like a lot to deal with. What kept you motivated to stay on the team and push through?
I'm gonna be honest. My biggest thing with me staying on the team was at the end of the day, I need to get my education because that's what I came to school for. But also the love of the game that I have for it. I could have easily transferred out. I mean, like I said, I came straight here out of high school. Could have easily transferred out, but I mean, the credits, because you know the accreditation for the school just returned back, so the credits wasn't going to transfer. So it's kind of like I was stuck here, and I could have made a choice. But at the end of the day, like I said, the love for the game, you can't just give up. Sometimes you just got to fight through, and that's how I was born and raised. You got to fight through those situations.
And my last question, Franklin, is this. And Kofi, if you have a question, let me know. But my last question for me is this. Why now? Why are you guys speaking out now? Why not during the season? Why not when you guys were switching helmets? Why not when you guys were changing in the back? You know, did you ever feel like this is wrong? Like this shouldn't be happening to us? Why now do you feel like you guys should speak out?
I mean, like I said, Coach Reed, he took on the responsibility to show. A lot of people have been saying it on campus. I personally have been saying it. Like, I don't know why we never had a locker room, because my hometown is Montgomery, which is where Alabama State is. So I kind of grew around that HBCU culture in life. So I kind of know what it is to be like that. It's not the best, but at the same time, it has something. And, you know, sometimes you just question why, and you find deeper details. Now, the reason why we finally came out is because we have somebody that has power, that used his voice, and he got incriminated for it. So basically he was turned around, and people didn't like that he took a stand for what's right. And that's not just for the football team, that's for the whole student body. So, I mean, we stood for what's right, and he was right. I understand his tone might have not been right, but his message was correct. His message was the main purpose of the point of the video that he made. And I stand fully behind my coach at any point, because of the simple fact, I have to live through that. And if somebody's trying to fight for what's right for me, then why not?
That's real. That's real. Kofi.
Right. So Scotty was asking about what took so long for you all to actually get the courage to wake up. Now, to my understanding, there was a letter that you all written the administration before. Is that true?
Before you talking about
before Coach Reed got there, that you all wrote the administration about the conditions for the football team?
I'm pretty sure we had said something to them. I don't think nothing was done there. I might be mistaken, but I never
that's obvious
letter personally. But I know that as a group and collective, we have been talking about it. Like, why is it like this? Why do we have to deal with, you know, having our stuff put in storage where we don't have a locker room, or, you know, why we got to drive 20 minutes to use our gas or drive the bus just so we, you know what I'm saying?
Do they reimburse you for your gas?
Let them finish.
Go ahead, man.
Oh, no, you're fine. So, like, the calf, like, you know, we have a certain time set for the calf at 8 o'clock. It's 10:30. So, if the calf start at 8, we have to get out of practice by, like, 6:30, because we have to take a 20-minute drive that might be 40 minutes to the school, and we might not make it to the calf. You know, so we try to make it happen, but, you know, our voices wasn't heard. So now we finally have somebody that has that power, that has that attention grabber. So we just trying our best to, you know, use it, because this is our time. Everybody, it's not just one person saying it. If it's multiple people saying it, something is wrong. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, we have to do what's right. And that's my feeling that I have to do.
Well, thank you, man, for speaking up. Speaking truth to power, man, and y'all continue, man, because there's momentum on your side now, and this is definitely the time to get it done. So don't back down.
Thanks. Thank you so much. And one more thing, off script, man, I've been watching for a minute. I just want to say congratulations on your big time show. I know that you've been working hard. Just know that people are watching out there, looking up to you. Really appreciate you out there, man.
Hey, I appreciate you, Franklin, and I wish the best for you in this season, man. It's your time to shine,
I got
baby.
you, man.
All right, good job, man. Appreciate you.
All right.
All right. We're gonna go 7846 784. Kofi, you gotta go. Let me know if you got.
But if you see me go to black, that's because my battery died.
Oh. All right.
Just letting you know, it ain't on purpose, but it's because my battery back.
Conference has been locked.
All right, this is the last 4 callers. Rocky, I'm going to you last, okay? I'm going to you last. It's going 7846 7217 1064. Then Rocky. That's the way I'm going. Hit your points and get up off the line. Hey, caller, you live.
Okay, JG Rattler. I've seen you some Twitter feeds sometime. But what happened to the SWAC office? I mean, they getting 40% of the TV revenue. Where's the SWAC office in all this?
You know what? I might have Keith send out an email so we can get some answers about that. They ain't gonna respond, but I'll definitely have them send out an email. So I'll at least do my part. I'll at least do my part.
Because the SWAC is missing from this. I mean, shouldn't they be checking facilities and stuff? I mean, shouldn't they kind of like do a basic check of all facilities?
You know what? That would be common sense now, wouldn't it? I tell you that's some common sense right there. But you know what? It wouldn't be the SWAC if they did that. I don't know.
Okay. All righty.
No, thank you, sir.
I was saying, all this mess here, well, this is embarrassing.
I appreciate it. Hey, listen, man, there's nothing like some good old folk common sense. Can I just ask a question, Scotty? Where is the commissioner? Isn't he the overseer of the SWAC? I'm sorry. 7217. Hey, caller.
Hi, Scotty. How you doing?
How you doing? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Diana Dunbar, calling from Columbia, South Carolina.
Hey, Miss Diana.
SCSU.
What's up, Miss Diane? Talk to me.
Hi. I never call in, but this whole Ed Reed thing has really touched me. I texted you earlier this evening because I actually was in tears watching his interview on Roland. I've read the comments, I've listened, I've even gotten into some heated debates with my fellow alumni. And I just want everyone to set aside those of us who are adults, who are graduates, who have jobs making serious money. Think back and put yourself in a place when you were a student that was on campus.
Absolutely.
I'm an old school alumni, but every HBCU has issues. All of us are compassionate, and a lot of us try to hide the stuff that goes on at our institutions. But at some point, you have to stop sweeping the shit under the rug and trying to hide it. I am a firm believer that people are raised up and chosen to go in and for the sole purpose of revealing, bringing to light what everyone else is afraid to say. I am known for being one of the persons that don't give a fuck and will say what everyone else is afraid to say. I have people who call me all the time. If I say this, I'll lose my job. I commend Ed for what he said. I see the passion that he has for those kids. For those folks who say, why are the kids still there? If you sit there and watch the president, the third interim president, I could tell from straight off he was lying. Old school pimp. My question is, how old are the board members? I'm saying that there are Methodist church. I've dealt with board members with Methodist church in different positions here in Columbia. But exactly how old are those board members?
I've seen most of them. I'll say they're over 45 at least. They're probably 40. Or you talking about old, like how long they've been on the board, or old as in age?
Old as in age.
So I think they probably average 53, 55.
Okay, prayers look older than that.
I mean, because think about it, the board has about 7 or 8 people. So you said the average, right? So you got a high average, maybe Belvin Perry is like 64, 65. And then you have some other people that might be in the 50s based off of their pictures. You know what I'm saying? I know they got a personal injury attorney on. They got a media lady on there. They got 2 real estate developers on the board. So you know, those guys look a little young. He looks about 50, 52-ish. The lady looked about 55-ish. So, you know, just, yeah.
Okay. My heart goes out for those kids, because if I was in close to Florida, I would be there right now. I'm not for sending money to the schools because I know they're pimping. I just need a number or a contact person of students there that I can directly ship some stuff to them that they need. I commend them in any way what I can do to help those that are there that are fighting the good fight, because I know for a fact students don't. Administrations have a tendency to overlook the students. We went through that with South Carolina State when we were fighting for 5 years with a president that was appointed by the Republicans that run the state of South Carolina over our board. And he didn't give a fat baby butt about South Carolina State or the students at that university. And our students had town hall after town hall after town hall demanding stuff. So the students have a right, because the people that work at those universities, they're there to serve the students. If those students were to all leave Bethune Cookman, then there will be no more Bethune Cookman.
Facts.
It's time out for us as Blacks, as alumni of HBCUs, as people in the Black communities, as sitting back and laughing at everything like it's funny and not rallying to the call and supporting one. Because when one HBCU hurts, we all hurt. When one is thrust into the limelight for negativity, we're all thrust into the limelight for negativity. Shit goes on in South Carolina State that we know about it. But guess what? We alumni, we rallied. We demanded our positions on our board, and we have positions on our board. Anytime you have a board that dismantles an alumni association and refuses to let them be on the board because of transparency, they don't want anyone to know what they're doing with the money. That lets you know that shit is going on, that they're sweeping under the rug. So this right here, it's not going to stop right now. It's going to be bigger. Some things about to get revealed, as I don't quote scriptures, but as they always say, what you do in the dark will be brought to light. The light is shining on Bethune. So people keep saying it's been going on for 15 years. Well, it's time for it to end. And I am with the students at Bethune. I will do whatever I can to assist them.
Thank you, Ms. Diane.
We just got to do better. And we got to stop throwing rocks at Ed. Heck, so no, he was not. He didn't stand there and just was all elaborate with everything. But sometimes you got to like go in like a bull.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying, we got to stop shucking and jiving and call it what it is. Everybody got stuff going on that campus. Stuff going on at USC.
Hey, man, you got to land it. You got to land this plane. We got a couple more callers. Got to get up out of here.
Okay, I'm just saying we got to do better, and we got to become a part of the solution, not a part of the problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. D. All right, last two callers, 1064 and Rocky. Hey, caller, you live.
Yo, what's up? Hey, what's up, fellas? Hey, love the show, man. Love the show.
What's going on with the sound?
Okay. This guy, former NBA player, had a little TV reality show. He had some of the same connections be on the air he had.
I can't hear anything.
Hey, hold on. Hold on. Let me set this up real quick. Hopefully my sound get back right. Can you hear me, Kofi? Let me see settings, audio. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. It just sounds fuzzy.
Yeah, it does. All right, listen, I'm gonna have to shut this down, right? Hey, listen, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. This is getting really bad. Hey, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. The sound's getting really bad, so we gotta let's go. Hey, until next time, you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna holler. God bless.